just an estimate based on the organizer's assumptions about how the petition spread. I don't go through the list and look at the names, he said. Nevertheless, the claims in the New York Post article have spread widely on conservative websites, from Fox News all the way down to ZBS, another conservative website. Okay, so he interviewed the petition organizer, including his belief that Mamdani wants to get rid of all Jewish people and believes 9/11 should have happened to us and Zohran Mamdani's belief that 9/11 should have happened, right? That's what the petition organizer is claiming. So he's an unbelievably racist guy. Okay, Fox News bringing you up in their Zohran bits every chance they get, mentions you at 0.44. Oh yeah, they're saying that Zohran is also inciting hatred towards homeowners, and he's trying to get homeowners killed. But this is a separate story. I mean, they're going into full tilt panic at this point. Okay, Zohran Mamdani, who was Muslim, stood in the manner of a vizier awaiting his tribute, his beard oriented towards Mecca, his silence thick as attar, his cheekbones set in the geometry of jihad. A muezzin was heard in his heart. He was not smiling. The gates of Vienna shuddered. Yeah, when he doesn't smile, the evil shows, says Josh Wolf. When Zohran Mamdani smiles, he smiles Islamic style. When he doesn't smile, he also is doing it in an Islamic manner. Of course, smiling. When Zohran Mamdani smiles, he's smiling for jihad. When he's not smiling, he's also angry to do even, you guessed it, more jihad. It's always evil. He's always doing Islamic style jihad. Turns out it's just fucking racism. Okay, turns out that's all this is. But yeah, E.L. Jacoby got his licks in as well. Israel's most annoying propagandist in a legion of annoying propagandists for Israel. 9/11 families aren't against Zohran because he's Muslim. They're against him because he campaigned with someone who said that their family members deserve to be killed on 9/11. I never said that. Okay, I don't believe that. Doesn't matter. People just lie about that quote all day, every day. But I responded to it. Because I thought, oh, Jesus Christ, enough is enough. These guys are fucking being unbelievably racist towards Zohran. Okay. To which I responded with, and it actually was received fairly positively on Twitter, which was shocking. I said, 7 years ago, I said, we brought 9/11 upon ourselves. 7 years ago, I apologized for my language. Since then, I've helped get a 9/11 first responder elected into office. His name is Adam Hamawy, which you guys also called a terrorist because he's Muslim. I don't think Zionists care about 9/11 beyond fomenting Islamophobia. And that's the truth. That's all this is. Okay? That's all this is. The idea that an American, such as myself, could say, we brought 9/11 upon ourselves, or we deserve 9/11 to any degree, is, of course, destroyed when the American that's saying that is obviously not a real American, okay? I'm too Muslim to have said such a thing, okay? And, of course, it doesn't even fucking matter if I say, hey, look, I shouldn't have used the language of deserved, okay? Because it's very clearly being weaponized by the right. This was in 2019, and it's still being weaponized again, okay? But ultimately, it's because I'm not an American in the eyes of all these people, okay? I'm not an American. I'm not a real American. Having said that, however, 1 million people, from comedians to commentators, have also had similar takes on 9/11, if not far worse takes on 9/11. Tony Hinchcliffe has made a shit ton. Tony Hinchcliffe has made a shit ton of jokes, and nobody on the Republican side gave a shit. Nobody cares about Bill Maher's takes about 9/11, who Bill Maher said something far worse than anything I said. Right after 9/11, he lost his job for it, but nobody ever gives a shit about his takes on 9/11 now. So it turns out there's a couple different components in the 9/11 story. One, are you white? Are you white enough? If you're Muslim and you have any opinions on 9/11, that means you love 9/11. You want more 9/11s to happen. Okay? And perhaps even more importantly than that, are you pro-Israel? Are you pro-American imperialism? If you're pro-American imperialism, and better yet, more importantly than pro-American imperialism, are you pro-Israel? Because if you're pro-Israel and pro-American imperialism, then it doesn't matter what you've said about 9/11. You're good. You're a good guy. That's it. Donald Trump has said more fucked up things about 9/11 than I ever could. Donald Trump, on the morning of 9/11, called in to a radio show to say, well, at least my Trump Tower is now the highest building standing on Wall Street. That's real. Look it up. But Donald Trump, once again, white, Republican, American president, super pro-Israel. It doesn't even fucking matter. Do you understand? So there are a lot of people who want to be very precious about who gets to talk about 9/11 and how they get to talk about 9/11. It's completely cynical. It's completely cynical, and we have to stop playing this fucking game. That's it. This was a tragedy, and you are cynically trying to use this tragedy to foment Islamophobia, because that's the reality. You don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about the victims. You don't give a shit about the impact. You just want to use this horrible tragedy where almost 3,000 Americans died to continue lying about Muslims, to continue shitting on Muslims, oftentimes at the behest of Israel. So, sucks to suck. Okay? Yeah, I mean, here's another example. Breitbart News. Adam Hamawy makes excuse for Hasan's America Deserved 9/11 comments. If I had to ramble for 8 hours, I don't know what would come out of my mouth. I think we all have to put it all in perspective. Well, he's a 9/11 first responder. But once again, it doesn't even matter, right? Because he's Muslim. He's Muslim and therefore responsible for 9/11. That is precisely how they presented this. Adam Hamawy is the greatest example of no matter how hard you serve this country, no matter how hard you serve this country, even if you literally were there at ground zero saving fucking lives, as Adam Hamawy was, as long as you're Muslim, you did 9/11. Okay? That's it. That's it. Because at the end of the day, the people that constantly advance this, the people that are not normal at all, by the way, because this is not a normally shared sentiment, but the people that constantly advance this agenda to be like, oh, this guy loved 9/11. He loves 9/11 over and over and over again, despite the fact that, again, I apologize for the language I used in 2019. The people that are cynically still making this a salient issue or trying to make this a salient issue are doing so in a way that most people understand is cynical. Okay? People understand. Average, normal Americans understand that this shit is cynical as fuck, okay? It's cynical as fuck. It's racist as fuck. You don't have to put up with it. It's 2026. Suck my fucking dick, okay? It's 2026. Donald Trump is entertaining giving nuclear arms to the country that is perhaps most responsible for 9/11, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Nobody gives a shit, okay? We give more of a shit than clearly the Republicans do. So shut the fuck up.